Yo, what it is, YouTube? It's your boy DC coming back with another bullseye of a video here today on the channel. I wanted to show you my top 5 mastering EQs that I love to use. So if y'all like this video, don't forget to subscribe and also comment top 5, and I will give you the settings in this pack. So I've created a free pack that I'm gonna give away to y'all. Just comment top 5 down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and also let me know what's your favorite mastering EQ. Okay, so the very first thing that I wanted to do is also talk about tone. Whenever I'm using a master EQ, it's kind of like if I'm going to Macy's or I'm going to JCPenney's, I'm trying on the fit. You feel me? I'm at Foot Locker, I'm trying on a pair of shoes with these dry fit. You feel me? These dry fit socks. I'm trying to make sure that, you know, the style of the mastering EQ matches the style of the song. So for the first one that we're gonna have here today, I use the Sie-Q from Soundtoys. I like to use this when I'm using like a gritty type of texture or something like that. You know, I want something that grit, something that barks out in the mid-range like a Rottweiler, okay? You feel me? So usually how I pick a mastering EQ is I start like this. I just pull up the plugin and I just bypass it to hear the analog saturation.
See, I'm gonna get that money, you gon' go and hate on me. I'm in Miami, watch me jump right out that double R. This bitch, she with me from the city and she's turning up like that. Too many drugs, they run the club, we going up. She wanna kick it, I told her we got drugs like I'm off any with.
So this is a trick that will work a lot of times if you guys do this on your mastering EQ or any type of plugin that you use. Also, always make sure that the saturation curve, you feel me? Unless you're using like a transparent plugin, right, like FabFilter or something, make sure the saturation curve is always appropriate, because that's usually what's more important. Like, you know, I wouldn't put like a tube style here, because it might sound a little bit too bright. It might sound a little too sweet. It might sound a little too gated community. You feel me? I want it to sound like hood. I want it to bark out in the mid-range. So first preset that y'all gonna get here is the top 5 Sie-EQ. So usually when I use the Sie-EQ, I like to push mid-range. I like to maybe push a little bit of this drive too, because that gives some dirty volume too. And yeah, push a little bit of high end.
Give me a new chrome, the block hot, but a nigga still in his zone. Been double cup, I gotta keep my head on. I know these niggas wanna see me dead and gone, but you see me standing strong. Fuck you, ain't no love lost. John Gotti living like a boss, and I give me fucking crops. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 6. Stack that money selling key. You make that play, you keep your sticks. 700, 809. Came up in that dirty crime. But
that's an absolutely wonderful EQ, especially when you want to make drums hit hard. So you pay attention to the saturation curve, the drive. It just kind of also like enhanced the transients of the kick and made the vocal cut through better. So that's going to be in the free top 5 mastering Q pack. After that, you know, there comes to times where now I'm going to pick, I need a transparent EQ. A lot of times in mastering, you might need a transparent EQ that doesn't have any color, okay? So you have to have the discretionary skill to know, okay, now I want vanilla. Now I want chocolate Haagen-Dazs. Oh, hold up. Now I want fudge. Oh, now I want the, you know, the sprinkles on my ice cream. You got to have the discretionary ability to know when to go clean, when to go dirty. So for example, on a song like this, let's listen to it.
Shift my mood, shawty. Looking like the pen and not the loose, shawty. Been on 10 when I'm next to you, shawty. Now you're easing through my mind, can't press pause.
A song like this, I'm already hearing before I even apply a mastering EQ. Okay, I need to go vanilla. I need to go plain white shirt. You feel me? With the white Air Forces with the G Fazos on. You feel me? I just need to go plain Jane. You feel me? I don't need to do too much because it's supposed to be a clean, you know, pop type of sound. You feel me? Type of situation. So you have to already know these things ahead of time. Okay, you kind of got to see into the future like that. So Raven. Okay, pre-planning. Yeah. So yeah, most important thing is that, you know, where it's gonna come here, the top 5 BX digital preset. And you know, sometimes you want to just a mid side, and this is great when you just want to clean up the guts. You want to add some 6-pack. You want to shut off the belly fat of the you know, the mix, right?
Only wanna shift my mood, shawty. Looking like the pen and not the loose, shawty. Been on 10 when I'm next to you, shawty. Now you're easing through my mind, can't press pause.
So in a situation like that, I just put everything on the most narrowest Q, and I surfed around for nasty frequencies, and no more than about a dB, maybe a dB and a half, that I, you know, reduce things. But I'm only reducing it in the mid channel, so it actually helps the whole mix just, you know, breathe a little bit better. You know, it gives it an oxygen mask.
Only wanna shift my mood, shawty. Looking like the pen and not the loose, shawty. Been on 10 when I'm next to you, shawty. Now you're easing through my mind, can't press pause. Oh no, got me tripping on the way that you are. Whisper something that'll knock me off guard. Then you smile like you know what you got. So you don't fall easily, girl, that's cool.
So I don't want to hollow out the whole mix. I don't want to take out all of the guts. I still want it to have some semblance of a stomach, but I just kind of want to reduce it and flatten it out. And another great feature with this type of EQ is going to be the stereo widener, which is very musical, right? I would prefer to use that over something like a Waves S1 stereo imager because that has phase. So there's certain wideners that are made for mastering that are better than the others. So speaking of Waves, because I'm picking one mastering EQ from every company, I like to use the TG mastering chain. This is going to be my top 5 TG mastering preset. And with the TG mastering chain, a lot of times I like to use the presence knob. The presence knob has a great way of bringing density to the high mid, so it just helps the whole mix feel better.
Can't make no hits, I'm like fam. I could drop any minute, yup, and then bam. I be at the top of the boards like damn. Hold up, wake up, get my bag up. Check my phone to see what girls are popping on the gram, bruh. Then she thick, then she fine. I might hit her ass up. I might get my bag up. AB get on ass up. Oh, oh, monster on the loose.
This is the type of mastering EQ you use when you want things to just be more approachable, like they come to you forward, you feel me? More proximity. They get right up in your face like a schoolyard bully, you feel me? They get right up in your face like it's, you know, like they're a jit that's mad, you know, they get right up in your face, bro, like a dermatologist, you feel me? They right up in your face type of situation, okay? So yeah, this is coming down to this really dope musical presence knob. Then I like to crack, you know, and essentially with mastering, you know, sometimes you want to reduce, sometimes you want to boost, right? And for the most part, I like to use sweetening EQ. Sometimes I might cut some stuff out, maybe like some low mid mud, but it'll be very delicate because I don't want to gut out the whole entire mix. I don't want to hollow it out like a Thanksgiving turkey that I'm gonna put stuffing inside of, you know. So yeah, you know, I like this one too because you have different shapes for the cues. You can't really control it, but I know one is a low shelf, another one's another shelf. You know, they have different shaped bells and stuff. Very musical stuff right here.
Can't make no hits, I'm like fam. I could drop any minute, yup, and then bam. I be at the top of the boards like damn. Hold up, wake up, get my bag up. Check my phone to see what girls are popping on the gram, bruh. Then she thick, then she fine. I might hit her ass up. I might get my bag up. AB get on ass up. Oh, oh, monster on the loose. Since a little kid, I've been making money moves. Oh, oh, music what I do. So I'm coming back, cause baby girl, I can't lose.
Another great benefit of this right here too is you got a little bit of tape saturation. So I always keep those things in my mind. Like, okay, I know I want to do mastering EQ, but I might want to do some tape saturation or whatever. So that's why I picked the TG mastering. Then sometimes you need something that's very broad, you know, like how we saying sometimes you're very delicate. You're like a sniper with pinpoint accuracy. You're like FaZe Clan, no scope 360 off the balcony. But then sometimes you need broad strokes, you know, like you're an artist. Now you need that big old paintbrush type of shit, you know? So that's where something like the Pultec comes in with this top 5 Pultec master preset that y'all will be getting for free if you comment top 5 down below. And you know, the Pultec is great for adding air and body, the typical smiley face EQ curve. I like how I can make the low end feel a little bit more full by doing this Pultec trick, pushing and cutting at the same energy, and it kind of just shifts the energy, but still makes the low end feel big.
If I don't get a taste, something ain't right. Girl with a pretty face, I get I'm a grow, man. It's more than I can explain in the shorts. They didn't need a grapevine to hear you sounding like me. Need another shout out when I put on D&D. And it's you, babe. You know nothing else is in between. It's too much for me to scheme, babe. I know that I'm real, this ain't no sound. You can only find on desktop, yeah. I'm making the room bounce. I'm not even rolling up. It's just ain't a flex, I don't wanna call on.
When you're a mixing engineer or mastering engineer, you're almost like a plastic surgeon. You got to figure out what needs to happen here. Do we need to completely change this person's face, or do we need to maybe just fix the lips and fix the nose, you know, type of situation? And on this mix right here, I just knew I wanted to make it, you know, it was already a good mix. I just wanted to do some broad sweeps that would sweeten it, you know, type of situation. So I did a crack at 12K hertz, and these are shelves, you know, so wherever you pick, it's going to boost this like Buzz Lightyear from infinity and beyond. So 10K and beyond, 12K and beyond, 16 and beyond, okay? type of situation, or am I? No, I think this is a bell. I might be incorrect. Oh, either way, it just sounds good. Okay, the low end is the shelf and the high end is the bell. Okay, so yeah, to correct myself, but it's a density area, knowing that the Pultec has the tubes that will make everything sound more thicker and more rich, as it's a part of the top 5 preset pack. And then the last thing, sometimes you need a very transparent, type of EQ that will let you go in there and maybe notch some things out. I like to use the Weiss EQ PMP. Sometimes you can also use something like Fab Filter, but something that lets you go in there and maybe do like a frequency sweep here or there, do like a little high shelf, just gradually rebalancing a mix.
This like the sea, just talk how you really mean it, and move if you're still breathing. Move, baby, it's just hard, and only you can judge if I deserve your trust. Baby, it's just hard, and only you can judge if I deserve your trust. I'm hoping you slip in moments I can't react, 'cause you broke it. I know there's reasons you want.
So what were we thinking here in this situation? Well, with this mix, I kind of put too much low end in it, right? And it's honestly kind of like a pop mix, right? So usually with hip hop music, that's where you want all this super sub and stuff like that. But for pop music, you might want a little bit less of that. So I actually used a little bit of, what is it, the filter or the shelf? I use the shelf to diminish the low end. Sometimes you use a filter when you just want to cut it, but I just wanted to slightly reduce it. You see, I only did like half a dB here. I heard like a couple nasty resonant frequencies and I cut them out. But to kind of compensate for that, I boosted right here in the mid range so it still has the bark. So these are still the type of things when you're doing your mastering. First I will always tell you to reduce, bypass it, and make sure that once you stripped away the fat, it still sounds good. But then if you get to a certain point where you feel like something's missing, maybe you might want to boost it to kind of get things to be, tonally balanced,
This like the sea, just talk how you really mean it, and move if you're still breathing. Move, baby, it's just hard, and only you can judge if I deserve your trust.
So settings like these would be more for like clarity, okay? Taking everything away that's distracting from the mid-range like this, and then kind of doing like just a little gradual high shelf to help the whole mix float, okay? So this is pretty much the end of the video here today. Don't forget to comment top 5 to get this free mastering pack that's gonna include all of those presets in there, all right? I just wanna say thanks a lot for being a great part of my YouTube family. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Appreciate y'all now, YouTube gang. Peace. And what plugins would you put on your top 5? Let me know.